His name's Chad Ward, barbecuing expert. He's a competitor grill master. Where are you from?
Grill master, pit master. I am from the Imperial Polk County, Lakeland, Florida.
Okay, but when you compete,
yes, sir.
Like what titles have you won?
I like to just say a 7-time grand champion. So we've won events as large as the event in Apopka this past year that was $10,000 grand prize, to a couple of small local events. So we've cooked about 100 contests across 17 states.
How did you know you were good at grilling?
That's a great question. I think it was just kind of, I was all self-taught. I got to say, I love my dad. He's a great father, but he was the master of, it looks done on the outside, so it's done on the inside. And that was kind of not so much. And so just kind of self-taught through college, and just wanted to become a better griller. And I love to entertain. So kind of grilling and entertaining goes hand in hand. What
is the one thing I need to know when I grill? If somebody's going to tailgate this weekend, the one thing you would tell them is you got to do this.
It is. Everyone always asks how long and what temperature. It really is not how long. It's the internal temperature of the meat. That right now, today, if you just go out and get a good instant read thermometer and cook to the finished temperature of the meat, you will become a much, much better griller than if you just keep saying, well, it was on there 2 hours, it's got to be done. No, let the meat tell you when it's done.
But you can't eyeball that.
You cannot eyeball that. You've got to have a nice instant read thermometer that, and I like to say I'm a man of preparation, Dan. So I've got one here. Just pop it open, put it in. If you're trying to cook a steak to medium rare, when it says 135, pull it off and let it rest. Taking the meat off and immediately eating it or immediately cutting it up for consumption, it's not good. You've got all these water molecules bouncing around because of the heat. You take it off of that heat, it needs 10, 15 minutes to settle so that when you cook into it, it's not like you just open up the swimming pool for the first time during the summer and everybody's escaping.
Give me some mistakes that you hear with grilling.
I would say a big one is people applying sauce way too early. They're cooking wings, and the wings are going to take 2.5 hours, and they put the sauce on in the first 60, 70 minutes. And then they say, well, they always turn out burnt. That's because sauces usually have a lot of sugar. And so I like to say, if you're going to sauce your meat, whether it be your wings, some pork chops, the last 10 to 15 minutes of the cook. If you make that change, you're going to see you have a lot better tasting meat.
Do you have trash talking that goes along with competitive grilling?
We do. It's amazing. We're a huge family, but you got to talk a little smack here and there. Maybe make fun of a guy's money muscle on his pork butt. Who knows?
Wait. What's the money muscle?
Yeah, the money muscle. So if you look at a pork butt, you've got the bone end, and then you've got the other end, and at the end, that other end there is the money muscle. And that, if it's cooked correctly in competition barbecue, you slice it up real nice and turn it into the judges. And if it's really good, you're in the money.
Ever come close to fighting?
No, never that. It's too family. There's too much family there. There's friendly trash talking. But the barbecue community is great. It's like a second family. If you look at one of the great organizations right now, they're down there with Hurricane Matthew. It's Operation Barbecue Relief. And really, this is a group based out of Kansas City. But when something hits a region, you see that barbecue competition family get together and respond. And it's something you're proud to be a part of.
He's Chad Ward. He's a barbecuing expert. And I know that you cook with the Traeger grill.
Yes, sir.
Okay. He did see my gas grill at my house. And he said, you know what that's good for? And you said?
It is great for after you've Traegered a perfect meal. You just throw it in there, and it's stainless steel, and it just keeps it warm till you're ready to serve it. Don't even have to turn it on.
Because I came home after yesterday's show, and he had been grilling at my house, and he goes, open up your grill there. And I thought it was going to be on. He doesn't cook with gas grill. And there was stuff in there that was already cooked that he kept in there. And I went, all right. But you teach classes, don't you?
Yes, sir. I teach classes myself, and then there at Traeger, we've been going all across the country with our barbecue shop class. I actually fly out of here tonight to prep for a class tomorrow that we're doing at my store down in Lakeland, Whiskey Bent Barbecue Supply. And then I head up to Alabama on Sunday. We've got one in Mobile and one in Huntsville next week. It's a lot of fun, man, being able to share the passion and what you know and help people become better cooks.
But also, I would imagine if I wanted to beat you, I would just find out your recipes. Do people try to find out how you do something?
I will share anything that people ask. because I'm still one of those that I believe, you can sit there and Larry Bird can teach you how to shoot a jump shot all day long, but you still got to square up against him and knock it down with 5 seconds to go. And that's really the way I look at it.
Are you the Larry Bird of grilling?
No, but no, I'm not that great. I mean, I'm good, but I don't want to go Bird status. That's like a boyhood idol. There's some sacrilege in there somewhere. But no, I mean, I just like to be able to teach people about it. And then it's that really last 4 or 5 minutes that you're preparing your entry for the judges. That's the make or break time. That's the difference in 10th overall and walking away with the big check.
But people haven't tried to look through your garbage to see.
Yeah, that's called shigging. Shigging, yes. That's a barbecue term of shigging. And so if your shigometer's up and you feel like it may be happening, sometimes you've been known to take your rub or your sauce you're using and put it in another container. So when you throw that container out, it's really not rub X. It was rub Y. So sometimes you can kind of lead people astray. It depends on what kind of mind games you want to play.
Have you been to have people rented you out for a tailgate?
I haven't. I've done some for some friends and family. I just love tailgating. It's a great time. I love athletics, love going to games, and I like a cold beer or bourbon every now and then.
Are you allowed to have beer during competitive competition?
Oh, if you didn't, there wouldn't be a sanctioning body or an organization, Dan.
How often does Paulie try to email you or talk to you?
I'll tell you, I mean, I would rate me and Paulie's bromance at about a 7 and growing. We do some texting and some direct messaging back and forth. But it's a lot of fun, man. I mean, it's cool to watch these guys. What were we together, 5-6 weeks ago? And you could tell they had a passion for grilling and smoking. And now the more and more they get into it, man, hey, look at this, look at that. I'm doing this. You got any ideas? Man, I love that. It lights up my day.
Well, we're going to put up a recipe for this weekend.
Okay.
For people to tailgate.
Yes, sir.
And then there'll be a link there for other recipes that you have, just yes. to help people.
Absolutely.
And look, I'm not good at it, and that's why I asked the questions. But you said, hey, if you do this and this and this, you have a chance to, pull off a good meal there.
Yes, sir. And I got to tell you, I think me and Miss Susan haven't told you yet, but I think I may be coming up to that house and cooking a 40-pound hog.
I like that. Later. I like that. How about that, Fritzy? Cooking a hog.
40-pound hog.
Yeah. Do you get the ladies as a grill master?
It's I don't know. I mean, back when I cooked on those old dirty pits and I smelled like charcoal and burnt up wood, not as much.
Women didn't like that.
But that Traeger, it's kind of got that sweet smell to it. And it's kind of like a little bit of a cologne, if you will.
That. I like
and so I have seen them. They don't run as fast now when I've got the Traeger smoke on me.
How about a cologne? We come up with a dry rub cologne.
Well, I'll tell you, I had some buddies a couple of years ago from Pork Barrel Barbecue. They came up with a cologne called Q. and literally murdered it. They had it during Christmas, and Father's Day, and they killed it with it. So it's been done before. Those are some pretty sharp guys.
Yeah, I'm sure the neighborhood animals would love that when you put on that. It wouldn't be women, it'd be everybody else. All right, your question, Paulie, that you have for Chad.
I know you've been a lot of tailgates down in the South. Is there any tailgate, any college where you say that's a great place to go for food at a tailgate?
Go Gator. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm a Gator fan, but if you want the best food in the SEC, it's got to be an LSU tailgate. Me and my pops a couple years ago went to the College World Series, and Florida got knocked out in the Super Regional. Florida State got knocked out in the Super Regional. That's his team. We were both there, men without countries. But we wanted to go to Rosenblatt before they shut down the old one. And, man, we made some friends with some LSU fans. And not only are you going to get great grilled and smoked meat, but you're going to get jambalaya. You're going to get boudin. I mean, they may throw batteries at Gator fans from time to time. But when you go over there and you got a little smoked peace offering, they're a lot of fun. So I'd have to say Paulie LSU. And I'm probably going to get so much Twitter hate now.
All right. I know you cooked for us during the live look-in. If you want to see what it looks like when somebody who's a professional does this, you're probably going to be able to smell this through the radio and TV. It's that good. Thank you again for your patience with it. It's been a lot of fun. We've enjoyed the Traeger grills and just picking your brain.
Hey, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure.
All right. He's Chad Ward, barbecuing expert. You have to serve us, though. You have to let us know what we're getting, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We'll come back. We'll close up shop after this in the Dan Patrick Show.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.